Years after we broke up, I ran into my ex in the emergency room. I was an A-list ice queen, helpless and desperate, with a light bulb stuck in my mouth. He was the cool, aloof doctor in a white coat and wire-rimmed glasses, looking all kinds of forbidden. He tilted my chin up, his face a total blank. "Open up. Let me get in there." Later, I tried to buy his silence. "So, about those old photos of us, name your price?" His face was unreadable. $10,000 a pop. I was about to nod. "There are 520 of them. Cash or Venmo?" I saw red. "That's highway robbery. My name is Stella Booth, Hollywood's reigning ice queen. I have millions of fans, and my cold, untouchable persona was rock solid. Until tonight, when it came crashing down. Hard. Doctor. Hurry. Help." In the ER, my assistant was pacing frantically. Tears in my eyes, I pulled my hat down lower. The light bulb lollipop in my mouth gleamed under the fluorescent lights, shining with a brilliance that perfectly matched my IQ at that moment. The doctor on duty looked up from a patient's chart, the eyes behind his wire-rimmed glasses cold, but painfully familiar. "Well, what do we have here?" It felt like I'd been struck by lightning. I had imagined running into my ex again in countless scenarios. Maybe on the red carpet at a film festival, where I'd be stunningly beautiful under the spotlights and he'd be a face in the crowd, heartbroken. Maybe at a fancy restaurant, where I'd be on the arm of my new boyfriend and he'd have to congratulate me through gritted teeth. But who could have predicted this, a plot twist so insane you couldn't make it up? I never should have been dumb enough to try that stupid light bulb lollipop challenge. And now look at me. A light bulb in my mouth, rushing to the ER in the middle of the night. And the doctor is my ex-boyfriend. If I could, I'd dig a hole with my toes and bury myself in it right now. Molly was still trying to salvage my crumbling cover. Doctor, you probably don't recognize her, do you?" Caleb Brown didn't even bother to look up. "Nope." Molly let out a long sigh of relief. "Oh, thank God. Thank God, my ass. If he really didn't recognize me, I'd swallow this light bulb whole right now." Our breakup had been ugly. He'd asked me, his eyes red, "Stella, was I just some tool you could use and then toss aside?" I'd thrown the words back at him like daggers. "Caleb, I'm going to be a superstar. You can't keep up with the dazzling future I have ahead of me." So much for that dazzling future. Here I was, a light bulb in my mouth, drool trickling down my chin, looking like one of those sad frog memes, choked by the cruel hands of fate. Caleb put down his pen and stood up, his white coat stirring up the scent of antiseptic. He cupped my chin, his fingertips cool against my skin. "Open." Humiliated, I opened my mouth as wide as I could. Damn, how did he get even hotter after all these years? Pale skin, a strong nose, those wire-rimmed glasses giving him that untouchable, intellectual vibe, and thin lips pressed into a firm line. That white coat basically screamed, "Stay away," but damn, I'm tempting. If my mouth wasn't currently occupied, I'd be kissing him right now. He leaned in for a closer look, his expression indifferent, one eyebrow slightly raised. "Ms. Booth, an adult should know that not everything belongs in your mouth." Shit. This is so embarrassing. He pulled on a pair of gloves and tried to gently twist the lollipop stick. "Try to relax." Relax? Are you kidding me? My ex is standing right here, I have a giant ball in my mouth. The fact that I haven't completely lost my mind is a testament to my strength. His fingers gripped the stick. He twisted it left and right. Then he moved it up and down. His fingertips would occasionally brush against my lips. I felt like the corners of my mouth were about to split. I whimpered, "MMPH, stop moving it." He shook his head. "It's too tight. It won't come out." "Bro, this is not the time for innuendos." Although, I wouldn't mind going for a ride with him. The atmosphere was thick with awkwardness. Molly was practically spinning in circles. "Doctor, can you hurry?" We have an event tomorrow. Caleb turned and picked up a small tool kit. I'll have to break it. I recoiled in terror. NNNNNGH. Don't you come near me. But he grabbed my wrist, his voice low. Don't run. Open your mouth. His voice was cold, inhuman. I struggled against his grip, weak and helpless. He urged me on coolly. Wider. I can't get in. My mind is officially in the gutter. I was suddenly reminded of certain, indescribable nights from our past, when Caleb would coax me with a husky voice, "Good girl, open up for me." Now, he was stone-faced, holding a tool, ready to pry open my mouth. I protested with a series of mumbles, "You, get out." His gaze softened slightly. "Just bear with me. It'll be over soon." Ow, it hurts. With a few sharp taps, the candy shattered. I finally breathed a sigh of relief and instinctively went to swallow. He immediately warned me, "There are sharp pieces. Don't swallow." He handed me a tissue, his tone dripping with disdain. "Clean yourself up." He was acting just like one of those scumbags who hits it and quits it. Molly was overflowing with gratitude. Thank you, doctor. You're a lifesaver." Caleb shot me a cool glance. Maybe try fewer of these challenges in the future. They're a waste of brain cells. I forced a smile through gritted teeth. It was a total accident. He let out a short, sharp laugh. Your accidents never seem to end, do they? He was being snarky, deliberately mocking me. I have a killer curiosity, but not enough common sense to back it up. Someone once said metal railings taste sweet in the winter. I didn't believe them, not until my tongue got stuck. I heard you couldn't microwave eggs. I didn't believe that either, not until one exploded and made my face swell up like a balloon. They said you shouldn't eat bananas and dates together. I didn't believe it, and one bite later I saw my life flash before my eyes. And now, the light bulb lollipop. I had managed to humiliate myself in every conceivable way in front of the exact same person. Caleb stripped off his gloves, wiped his hands, and walked back to his desk to write up his notes. You're fine. Just avoid hot or hard foods for a few days, and let your mouth rest. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. Molly was practically tripping over herself to drag me out of there. Just as my hand touched the doorknob, his cool voice drifted over again. And lay off the sugar. It'll make your sore throat worse. I froze. Molly was confused. How did he know you have a sore throat? I forced myself to answer. Maybe, he saw my throat looked a little red when he was looking in my mouth. Molly's eyes lit up. Wow, Dr. Brown has great eyesight. He chuckled, the sound just loud enough to reach us. Some people's eyesight, on the other hand, isn't so great. Their taste in men seems to be getting worse and worse. Molly was instantly on high alert. Wait a minute. Didn't he say he didn't know you? Stella, what if he's a hater? What if he secretly took pictures or videos just now? If that gets out, your reputation is ruined. My heart skipped a beat. Back when we were crazy in love, we'd taken way too many pictures and videos. The tabloids were full of stories about me and Leo being childhood sweethearts and each other's first love. If someone dug up proof that I'd obsessively chased after another guy in college, I was screwed. Molly was pacing like a caged animal. This is bad, this is really bad. Stella, maybe we should offer him some hush money? Or, you could go talk to him. Use that gorgeous face of yours and seduce him. Seduction probably wouldn't work. The rose-colored glasses he used to see me through had shattered a long time ago. But talking, that I could do. I steeled myself, turned around, and knocked on his door. Caleb looked up, the light glinting off his glasses. Something else? I composed myself and cleared my throat. I just wanted to catch up, for old time's sake. His expression was frigid. I'm not interested in leftovers. Then, he added, and I don't have a habit of being the other man. I lowered my voice, feeling like a spy. Caleb, back when we were together, those pictures. Did you delete them all? He raised an eyebrow. What pictures? I gritted my teeth. You know, those ones. The cuddly, kissy ones. You know I'm kind of famous now. It wouldn't look good if those got out. A smile played on his lips, but it didn't reach his eyes. What, am I, your ex-boyfriend, a black mark on the great star's record? I swallowed my pride. How about, you name a price? I'll buy them all. He leaned back in his chair, watching me with amusement, and his lips parted slightly. $10,000 a pop. 10,000 each. It stung the wallet, but it was manageable. Just as I was about to agree, he slowly added, there are 520 of them. Cash or Venmo? $5 million? Are you robbing me? You can play with my heart, but you absolutely cannot play with my money. Well, I have pictures of you, too. So there. He scoffed. Oh. You keep pictures of your ex-boyfriend, that is. Does your current boyfriend know? Caleb, seriously, did you delete them or not? He adjusted his glasses, a smirk playing on his lips. Guess. I could just. Goodbye. No, I mean, never see you again. He was definitely doing this on purpose. I stormed out, slamming the door behind me. Molly rushed over. Stella, how'd it go? Did you work it out? Based on my years in fan circles, he's definitely a toxic solo stan. They hate the real girlfriends. He must have seen the news about your relationship and turned into a hater. Standing at the entrance of the ER, my mind flooded with memories. Caleb had been the untouchable prince of the medical school. The first time I saw him was under the cherry blossom trees outside the main lecture hall. He had just gotten out of class, wearing a simple white button-down. Pale skin, tall and slender, with cool, distant eyes. In that one glance, I was a goner. This guy was basically tap dancing on all my kinks. It took me forever to win him over. The moment we got together, I couldn't wait to make him mine. He'd grabbed my wandering hand and stared at me, annoyed. Stella, do you only like my body? I blurted out, no, I like your face, too. And your mouth, and your hands. I loved how he was so cool and reserved in public, but completely lost control behind closed doors. It was the ultimate turn-on. Years later, in a white coat and wire-rimmed glasses, that vibe hadn't faded. If anything, it made him even more irresistible. An old flame is an old flame. They always know how to make your heart race. So, is he single now? Forget it. After how badly we broke up, there's no way he'd ever take me back. I had just gotten home, showered, and was about to go to bed when my phone started buzzing like crazy. It was a video call from Molly. When I answered, her face filled the screen. And in her mouth was a shiny light bulb lollipop. Me, seriously, you too? She saw me and started making muffled noises, unable to speak, typing frantically on her phone instead. I just couldn't understand how this thing could go in but not come out. I had to see for myself, and now. Stella, help me. Oh, for the love of God. My assistant is an idiot. So, I got dressed in my full disguise again and took my moron assistant back to the ER I had just sworn, an hour earlier, to never see again. Familiar room, familiar lights, familiar doctor on duty. Caleb looked at me, then at the person next to me with a light bulb in her mouth, and was silent for a full 3 seconds. His eyes landed on my face, and he let out a strange little laugh. Are you doing this on purpose? Kill me now. This is mortifying. Molly was making muffled whimpering sounds, her face beet red. I forced myself to speak. My assistant, she has a very strong intellectual curiosity. She wanted to test the theory herself. Caleb slowly pulled on a pair of gloves. I see. It seems the overall IQ of your team is consistent. I could just kill him. He motioned for Molly to sit down and repeated the same procedure from before. Then came the merciless verdict. This one has to be broken, too. Molly's eyes instantly filled with tears as she looked at me. I put my head in my hands. Listen to the doctor. A few taps later, the lollipop in Molly's mouth was also history. Relieved, she wiped the drool from her chin and pulled out her phone to take a selfie. What are you doing? Molly tapped at her screen. Posting this to my story to commemorate the occasion. Tonight, my boss and I sacrificed for medical science. Fine, whatever. Let the world burn. Caleb showed no reaction, just kept his head down, writing his notes, clearly signaling that we should leave. But I wasn't ready to go just yet. I walked up to his desk and gave a little laugh. So, Dr. Brown, since we're here anyway, maybe I could get your number? He looked up, his tone flat. Sorry, we doctors don't give our numbers to patients. Fine, don't add me. Who cares? We celebrities don't add normals to our contacts anyway. As we left the hospital, Molly rubbed her sore jaw. Stella, why'd you want to get his number? I want him. No way, Stella. Are you serious? I mean, yeah, the doctor is, okay, he's ridiculously hot, but the way he talks. I like the way he talks. I mean, no, what I mean is I like that he's all cold and reserved in public, but behind closed doors, well, you know. It's hot. Molly looked devastated. Stella. My dear Stella. Please don't do something crazy. The fans are all shipping you and Leo. If you get caught with someone else, how are we supposed to spin that? I calmly smoothed my hair. Then Leo can just come out of the closet. At that exact moment, Leo, oblivious to his impending doom, sent me a text. I saw Molly's post, ahaha Stella. Heard you had a late night ER adventure with a lightbulb lollipop. Haha, what is this, your new idiot shtick? You're about to be a trending topic. I gritted my teeth. What are you laughing at? You laugh again and I swear I'll send out a press release tomorrow saying you're cheating on me to be a bottom for some guy. He immediately blew up. Bullshit, I'm a top. A power top. Yeah, right. A top who's always on the bottom. Leo is my childhood friend. Actually, I have another one, Alex. 2 childhood best friends, one flamboyant, one reserved. The 3 of us grew up together. Those 2 never got along and were always fighting over me. Ever since we were little, I agonized over which one to marry. If I chose one, I'd hurt the other. It was an impossible decision. Until, one day, I found out they'd gotten together behind my back. And just like that, I became the token female friend in a gay romance novel. The hinges on their closet door. Their beard. The third wheel. If you knew what I've been through all these years, you'd think my life was a tragedy, too. What's swallowing a lightbulb lollipop? I'm swallowing the bitter pill of fate. I had just collapsed onto my bed after a shower when my phone rang again. Ugh, Leo again. Help, I think, I'm stuck, too. On the video call, he had a lightbulb lollipop in his mouth, his eyes filled with despair. Me, you have got to be kidding me. You tried the lollipop, too? Leo, did you hit your head? I just got back from the hospital. Sob, I saw Molly's post, and I thought it didn't look that hard, so I wanted to try. And now, it's stuck. I wanted to laugh. Is this thing contagious? I hung up and, resigned to my fate, got up to change. As I pulled on my clothes, I looked to the heavens in despair. What did I do to deserve this? Having to make 2 trips to the ER in the middle of the night for 2 idiots who swallowed lightbulb lollipops. I picked up a fully disguised, skulking Leo. Hey, why didn't you call Alex? He typed furiously on his phone. If he finds out, he'll laugh his ass off at me. Got it. A wicked grin spread across my face. I opened Alex's contact and started a video call. Hey, take a look at your big, tough power top. His IQ seems to be a little on the low side. Alex seemed to be working. There were a few seconds of silence on the other end. Then, a low, suppressed chuckle. Is this some new form of performance art? Don't ask. All you need to know is his thirst for knowledge is off the charts. Anyway, I gotta go take your brilliant boyfriend to see my personal physician. And so, back in the late night ER. Familiar lights, and an even more familiar trio of light bulb victims. When Caleb saw me, and then saw Leo behind me with a light bulb in his mouth. A vein in his temple seemed to throb. Care to explain? I forced a smile. He's self-taught. Caleb was speechless. Is Hollywood really so boring that you all have to resort to these kinds of IQ tests? I chuckled nervously. We just wanted to help you hit your performance targets. He walked over to Leo and gently tilted his chin to examine him. The moment Leo saw Caleb's face, he deflated. His eyes screamed at me for help. He's going to use this as an excuse to torture me. I couldn't help but speak up. Could you be gentle with him? Caleb's movements paused. He turned to look at me, his eyes like ice. What? Worried about him? I remember a time when I scraped my knee playing basketball, and a certain someone wanted to buy out the entire pharmacy for me. Molly, who had been quietly observing, gasped. Leo could only continue his muffled protests. His words left me speechless, my face burning. That's different. Back then, I was so thirsty for him. You're right, it is different. He turned back to Leo, his movements now rough and clinical. He's a stranger, after all. Gotta keep it professional. I frowned. It didn't seem this difficult when you were working on me. He didn't look up. Everyone's oral structure is different. The resistance varies. If he can't handle it, he can go to another hospital. I put on a fake smile. Well, could you please hurry up? Caleb's hands continued to move at a deliberate, unhurried pace. I can't rush. If I'm not careful, I could cause more damage. Unless. He finally looked up, his gaze meaningful. Ms. Booth has a date to get to. A date with who? This idiot with a light bulb in his mouth? Finally, amidst Leo's howls, Caleb brought the tool down one last time, and the lollipop shattered. He shot Leo a disgusted look. Clean yourself up. Just then, the ER door swung open. It was Alex. He took in the scene, the three of us lollipop victims, his eyes landing on the drooling mess that was Leo. I just can't with you. He walked over to Leo and lifted his chin. Open up, let me see. You okay? Leo opened his mouth sheepishly and mumbled, Alex, whatever you do, don't try this. This thing is cursed. Alex's face was a blank mask. Do I look like I have an IQ problem? What's that supposed to mean? Is he calling us stupid? I don't need to go over the aftercare instructions a third time, do I? Caleb's cold voice cut through the air, laced with an exhaustion that screamed, will you morons ever stop? Only then did Alex seem to notice him, his expression growing complicated. What's today, some kind of holiday? The new boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, and the ex-ex-boyfriend. All gathered in one place. Over a light bulb lollipop. After a long, awkward silence, I was the first to speak, offering a nervous laugh. Well, it's not often we're all together. Why don't we grab a late-night snack? 3 pairs of eyes stared at me. Alex was incredulous. Why don't you just set up a mahjong table? Good idea. Next time. The atmosphere was just too weird. Leo deliberately sidled up next to me, suddenly puffing out his chest. He cleared his throat. Ahem, well, Dr. Brown, don't you worry. My girlfriend will take good care of me. Caleb picked up a bottle of disinfectant and sprayed his hands, his gaze lingering on me for a second. I'd advise you to consider a minimum IQ when choosing a partner. It's better for the gene pool, and it reduces the burden on our healthcare system. Leo whispered, "Who's he talking about?" I quickly pushed him towards the door. Let's go. But then, Caleb's voice came from behind us. Wait. Didn't you say you wanted my number? I froze for a second. Then I quickly pulled out my phone. Huh. Oh, right, yeah, totally. Leo's eyes shot daggers at me. Stella. Are you doing this right in front of me, like I'm your sleeping husband or something? Caleb, as if just remembering something, smirked. By the way, when are you coming to pick up that thing you left at my place? Leo hissed, Stella, when did you go see him behind my back? I was completely lost. Wait. I never went to his place. You know, that bracelet, the one with the little bear on it. Wait, what? That was 5 years ago. It was my favorite bracelet in college. I thought I'd lost it after we broke up. It's been at his place this whole time. I'll come get it when I have time. I hastily dragged everyone out of that war zone. Alex took Leo and left. The second we got in the car, Molly leaned in conspiratorially. Stella, was that Dr. Brown your ex? Yeah, we dated in college. So what's the deal now? She pressed. I was blunt. I want to sleep with him. No way, Stella. You need to calm down. The fans are going crazy for you and Leo right now. Molly looked like she was about to jump out of the car. Molly, do you know what physical attraction is? It's been years, but the second I see him, I just can't help myself. But he seems kind of, you know. Molly trailed off. Yeah, I'm the one who dumped him. He's still mad. I sighed. Guess I'll just have to switch into Operation, win back my man mode. And so it began. Step 1, the online offensive. Dr. Brown, my throat still feels a little funny. Do you think it's a side effect from the lollipop? He replied 2 hours later. I suggest making an appointment with an ENT. Me, but I only trust you, Dr. Brown. Him, I don't treat brain problems. Who's he calling brain damaged? How can such cold words come from such a warm mouth? I persisted. Dr. Brown, are your shifts hard? Can I order you some late night food? Him, no need. Me, are you hungry? I could make you something to eat. Him, Stella. Me, here. Right here. Him, are you bored? Me, I'm very busy. Busy thinking about you. And then, I got a red exclamation mark. Excellent. You have my full attention, sir. Online wasn't working, so I took it offline. I looked up his clinic hours and booked the last appointment of the day. There were no other patients. What seems to be the problem? His voice was clinical. I clutched my chest. My heart is racing. Whenever I see someone in a white coat, especially one with the last name Brown, my heart pounds, and I can't breathe. His expression darkened. Don't waste public resources. Actually, I'm here to consult with you, Dr. Brown. I held up the copy of Gray's Anatomy I'd brought. He looked at it, his expression complex. You can understand this? Not at all. That's why, I was hoping Dr. Brown could enlighten me. For example, which part of the brain makes a person unable to forget their ex? Caleb. He pushed his glasses up his nose. The temporal lobe and the limbic system, which are mainly related to memory and emotion. I would suggest, Ms. Booth, that if you have free time, you should spend it reading scripts, not useless books like this. With that, he turned to leave. No, I'm really here to learn. I just got a role as a doctor, and I heard that the point of maximal impulse is where the heartbeat is strongest. Where exactly is that? Caleb, the fifth intercostal space, 1 centimeter medial to the left midclavicular line. Ugh, that's so complicated. Why don't you show me on me? It would be more hands-on. I grabbed his hand and placed it on my chest. Stella. He snatched his hand back, the tips of his ears turning a suspicious shade of red. Right here. Dar. Brown, I'm serious about learning. I'm not afraid to suffer for my art. He frowned. Art doesn't require this level of suffering. If you have questions, read a book. Or, go find an anatomical model at the medical school. No model is as handsome as you. Seeing his ears flush, I pushed my luck. Besides, a model wouldn't get all shy like you do, Dar. Brown. Caleb, get out. But we're not done with the lesson. Tomorrow. I'll find a model for you tomorrow. I left. A few minutes later, I came back. Dar. Brown, I brought you some porridge. He looked up, his face a blank slate. Take it away. But I spent hours making it. I'd actually bought it downstairs. His tone was still stiff. I'm not going to eat it. Oh. I put the container on the corner of his desk and leaned in a little closer. Well, can you watch me eat it, then? I haven't had dinner, and I'm starving. I picked up the spoon and started eating, enjoying the sight of him trying to ignore me. The only sounds in the quiet room were the clicking of his keyboard and the slight quickening of his breath. Dar. Brown, are you sure you don't want any? I fluttered my eyelashes at him. Suddenly, he stood up and glared down at me. Stella, what the hell do you want? I tilted my head back to look at him, my gaze direct. You. Do you have any idea what you're saying? I do. What, he can't satisfy you? I nodded. That's right. He took a few sharp breaths, clearly angry. So you come to me? I nodded again. Yep. Can't stop thinking about you. So you can play with me and toss me aside again, just like before? He stared at me, his voice a low growl. That's not what I started to explain. He cut me off with a cold laugh. Stella, I'm not that pathetic. I won't fall into the same trap twice. Ugh, this is hard. Just as I was wondering what to do next, my phone rang. It was Leo. Stella, there's a variety show that wants us to appear as a couple. You in? Before I could answer, a hand clamped down on my wrist, and my phone clattered to the floor. The next second, I was pinned against the desk. A fiery kiss crashed down on my lips, silencing any sound I might have made. I was stunned. He kissed me until my head was spinning. Hello? Stella? Are you listening? Are you in or not? Leo's voice crackled from the phone on the floor. Caleb pressed his forehead against mine, his breath hot. Well? He's asking you. I gasped for air. Not a good time. I fumbled to hang up the phone. Then I bit his lip. Caleb, stop pretending. You care about me. You care so much it's killing you. His eyes darkened, and he lowered his head again, his kiss even more savage than before. The kiss ended, but he wasn't done with me. His face was a thundercloud as he bundled me into his car. He drove like a madman. The second we were inside his apartment, he pushed me against the wall and started kissing me again. I tilted my head back, barely able to take it. Caleb, have you missed me all these years? He just kissed me harder, his lips moving from my mouth to my neck, his voice rough. No. Liar. My hands started to wander south. Oh yeah? Has he missed me? I bet he's missed me a lot, right? Look, he's standing at attention. He let out a low groan but didn't answer. I grew bolder, whispering in his ear, when you missed me, babe, what did you do? He couldn't take it anymore. He swept me into his arms. We didn't even make it to the bedroom. Right there on the sofa, he unleashed everything. Ah, that hurts. It's supposed to hurt. Slow down. Can't. He was fierce and relentless, again and again. The sofa, the dining table, the shower, the bedroom. He tore at my clothes until they were barely recognizable. I was a wreck, completely spent. He didn't even take off his glasses, his shirt just hanging open messily. Alluringly forbidden, utterly debauched. Afterward. Caleb leaned against the headboard, silently staring at the ceiling, the line of his jaw tight. I wrapped the sheet around myself and poked his arm. So, Dr. Brown, would you say my condition has been cured? He turned to look at me, his eyes full of conflict. This is wrong, he said, his voice hoarse. What's wrong about it? I played dumb. You have a boyfriend. He practically spat the words out. It took me a second to realize he was talking about my fake relationship with Leo. Oh, him. That's just. I'm not the other man. He cut me off. Stella, even if you can't do this. He looked angry, but also hurt, like a virtuous maiden who'd been taken advantage of. I almost burst out laughing. Who would have thought that the cool, collected Caleb Brown would have a moral crisis after sleeping with someone? Fine, you're not the other man. I snuggled closer and kissed his chin, trying to soothe him. I seduced you. I'm the bad guy, okay? He grabbed my hand, his eyes filled with turmoil. When are you breaking up with him? Soon. Call him now. I can't right now, it's too sudden. You know how it is in Hollywood, we have to. He got up and started getting dressed, his voice cold. I'll take you home. I was shocked. He was kicking me out? Hey, do I look like I can even walk? You had your way with me 4 times. I screamed myself hoarse. So you're just gonna ghost me after sex? You hit it and quit it, you scumbag. I stayed in bed, listing his crimes. He paused, his fingers on a button, and looked down at me, his eyes dark. Then what am I now? Your fuck buddy? Your dirty little secret? I sighed, trying to placate him. I'll break up with Leo tomorrow, okay? He pressed his lips together, not saying a word. Then he took off his clothes, lay down with his back to me, and went silent. Ignoring my aching body, I wrapped my arms around his toned waist from behind. Babe, your waist is incredible. Your abs feel amazing. Babe, what's this hard thing here? His body went rigid. He suddenly flipped over, pinning me beneath him, and kissed me again, hard. When he finally pulled away, leaving me breathless, he wrapped his arms around me tightly. Go to sleep. God, he's so intense. I love it. The next morning, I was drifting in and out of sleep when I felt a kiss on my forehead. Stella, I'm heading to work. I left breakfast on the table. Make sure you eat when you wake up. Caleb's voice was uncharacteristically gentle. I clung to his waist, whining, Ugh, you're just gonna leave me here all by myself. He stroked my hair. It's hard to call in sick. A lot of patients book their appointments in advance. I'll be back as soon as I'm off. One more hug, then. And one more kiss. I held on, not wanting to let go. Dr. Brown, you smell so good. He chuckled. I'm not wearing any cologne. What scent? I couldn't describe it. It was just him. The moment I smelled it, I had to be closer. This must be what they call physical attraction. From the cool, distant boy he used to be to the gentleman he was now. He still made my knees weak. I held him tighter. Caleb, when you get home from work, there's so much I want to tell you. I knew he was still hurt, that he had unanswered questions. I wanted to tell him everything, about Leo and Alex, and the real reason we broke up. Even though watching him get jealous was kind of fun. I hated seeing him so miserable. He was quiet for a moment, then whispered, okay. After eating the breakfast Caleb had left for me, I took a tour of his apartment. It was a standard bachelor pad. Neat, minimalist, almost austere. His study was filled with thick medical textbooks. And next to his computer was a picture frame. Inside was a photo of us from college. My heart gave a little squeeze. Just then, my director called. He needed me to come in to reshoot a few scenes, but he promised I'd be done in a day. I agreed. Then I sent Caleb a text. The studio called me in for some last-minute reshoots. I'm heading out now, I'll be back tonight. He didn't reply. He was probably busy with patients or in surgery. When I got to the set, I handed my phone to Molly and got to work. By the time we finished, it was already getting dark. Leo had been there, too. After we wrapped, he came over. "Wanna grab dinner?" I waved him off, eager to get home. "Can't. I have to get home." He looked shocked. "What, you got some other man waiting for you?" "A real man." That reminded me. "By the way, my guy is getting impatient for a title, so I can't be your fake girlfriend anymore. Go find your real one." Leo looked stunned. "What? You're serious?" I ignored him and turned to Molly. "Did anyone call me?" Molly shook her head. "Nope." I checked my own phone. There was only one text from Caleb. "Okay." Ugh, so cold. I rushed back to the apartment. The moment I walked in, I saw Caleb sitting on the sofa, reading a book. "I'm home." He glanced up at me, then looked back down at his book, radiating a gloomy aura. Was he mad because he'd been waiting for a long time? I took off my shoes and sidled over to him, wrapping my arms around his neck. "Have you been waiting long?" His body was stiff, but he didn't push me away or respond. I leaned in to kiss the corner of his mouth, my hands already exploring under his pajama shirt. "Dar. Brown, did you miss me?" He caught my hand, his voice strained. "Stella, don't use this trick every time." "I'm not falling for it." "Oh, I don't think so. This trick has a 100% success rate." I climbed into his lap and wrapped my arms around his neck. I put on a pained expression. "Caleb, I got bitten by a bug on set today. You have to look at it for me, it's really uncomfortable." A flicker of concern crossed his face. "Where did it bite you?" "Let me see." I guided his hand toward the hem of my skirt. "Right here." He frowned, confused. "What kind of bug could bite you there?" I leaned in close to his ear and whispered, nibbling on my lower lip, "The love bug." He took a deep, shuddering breath. And then he pushed me down onto the sofa. A storm of kisses rained down on me, urgent and heavy. He tore at my clothes. "Hey, be careful, this is expensive." His face remained a dark mask. No matter how I pleaded, he didn't respond. He was silent and cold the entire time. When he was finished, he picked up his clothes from the floor and went to wash his underwear, his face still grim. I was confused. This wasn't right. Isn't makeup sex supposed to solve everything? What was wrong with him? I wrapped a blanket around myself and followed him, hugging him from behind. "Are you really mad?" It was a last-minute reshoot, I couldn't say no. He turned off the water, slowly dried his hands, and turned to face me. "Stella, you're just stringing me along." I blinked. "Huh?" He looked away, his voice dropping even lower. "You never planned on breaking up with him, did you?" He showed me a post from a gossip account, paparazzi shots of me and Leo looking close on set today. "This is what this is about?" I couldn't help but laugh. I cupped his face, making him look at me. "Caleb, Leo and Alex are the ones who are together." He was clearly stunned. "What?" On some variety show, Leo had to play a game of truth or dare and describe the person he had a crush on. He said it was someone he grew up with. The fans all assumed it was me, since we were childhood friends, and they loved shipping us. We didn't deny it at the time because a sponsor was harassing me, and Leo was a convenient shield. And I was a shield for him and Alex. And I never got together with Alex. Back then, my dad's business ran into trouble, and his family arranged for me to go abroad. Alex was the one who took me to the airport. Everything was a mess, and my family told me not to tell anyone, so in a panic, I told you we were breaking up. Caleb was silent for a long time, so long that I thought he wasn't going to say anything at all. Then he pulled me into a fierce hug. Then why didn't you ever come back for me? My eyes stung. I thought you had moved on, that you had started a new life. How could I? His arms tightened around me, his voice hoarse. How could I ever move on? Just as we were about to get close again, Molly called. Stella. It's bad. Pictures of you and Dr. Brown living together have been leaked. I opened my phone and saw the glaring headline. Stella Booth spends day on sweet date with boyfriend, nights with secret lover. The comments were on fire. And I shipped them so hard. I can't believe Stella is so shameless. Sweet with her boyfriend during the day, running home to her side piece at night. What a master of time management. My poor Leo. I feel so bad for him. Fans flooded Leo's social media with messages of support. Leo's response came quickly. Thanks for all the concern. Stella is a very good friend of mine. I'm happy to see her and her first love getting back together, and I wish them all the best. The internet wasn't buying it. They flooded his replies. Weren't you the one who was hinting about you two being a couple on that show? Saying the person you like is someone you grew up with. You meant Stella. Leo replied, she's not the only one I grew up with. A netizen commented, you said the only people you grew up with were Stella and Alex, the CEO of DL Entertainment. Wait a minute, I think I just discovered a huge secret. And just like that, the internet turned into a team of detectives, analyzing every photo, interview, and social media interaction between Leo and Alex. Finally, the tide of public opinion took a dramatic turn. Holy shit. Two powerful childhood friends. A list star ex-CEO. This is so much better than some manufactured celebrity couple. 1 second I was heartbroken that my ship had sunk, the next I'm practically rising from my deathbed. It's Christmas, people. This is a feast. I've already written a whole novel in my head. Have either of you ever considered your female best friend's feelings in all this? Poor Stella. Her two childhood best friends turned out to be gay. My heart goes out to Stella. And what's wrong with her getting back with her first love? They should get married immediately. Just as public opinion was about to shift completely, another trending topic started to climb. Stella Booth's father is a fraud. A user posted on X. I bet you all didn't know this, but 5 years ago, the Booth family's assets were seized in a financing scandal. Stella Booth's father was sent to prison. How can a criminal's daughter get to be a star, making money off of her fans? Stella, when you're wearing your haute couture, do you ever think about the people your father scammed out of everything they had? Someone posted a link to a news article from back then. And the court verdict. Suddenly, the internet was in an uproar. I can't believe I was a fan of hers. I guess a bad character is hereditary. Why are criminals' kids allowed in the entertainment industry? Boycott tainted artists. Stella Booth needs to get out of Hollywood. Caleb saw the news, and his face went pale. He grabbed my hand, his eyes filled with guilt. Stella, I'm so sorry, I was the one who pushed you. If I hadn't, maybe this wouldn't have. I squeezed his hand and shook my head. It's okay. It's not your fault. They saved all this ammo and released it at once. The timing is too perfect. It was probably a rival actress or that sponsor I pissed off. But I wasn't scared, because this was never something I was ashamed of. I quietly posted my payment records from the last 5 years. I didn't offer any other explanation. Later, one of the victims came forward. I was one of the people scammed in that investment case. I thought my money was gone for good, but then, I was paid back in full. The police said it was the defendant's daughter who paid it back. For that alone, I believe she's a good person. The 5-year-old case wasn't hard to look into. My dad had been screwed over by his business partner, who took the money and fled the country. My dad was held liable and sent to prison, leaving behind a mountain of debt that I had been working to pay off ever since. Fans compiled a record of my work over the last 5 years, how I had worked non-stop, how I had started as an extra and clawed my way to the top. There were pictures of me sleeping on set, working while sick, and records of my donations to charity. The caption was simple. This isn't her scandal. This is the road she took to get here. The tide of public opinion turned from outrage to sympathy and support. The man beside me was choking back sobs. Stella, you never told me any of this. I leaned against his chest and squeezed his fingers, smiling. It's all in the past. I just didn't want you to worry. Caleb, I did think about coming to find you. I closed my eyes, remembering that dark time. At first, I thought it wasn't that serious, that I could come back to you when it was over. But then the verdict came down, and my family lost everything. I heard you had gone to grad school, and I figured, what was the point? You were a poor student. Was I supposed to let you help me pay off my family's debt? I wasn't in the mood for romance back then. All I wanted was to make money. The more of my dad's debt I could pay off, the less time he would have to spend in prison. Back then, Leo had just broken into the industry. He would get me roles as an extra whenever he could, and I just worked my way up. Things slowly got better, and Alex's company started to take off. He helped me out a lot, too, behind the scenes. I felt a drop of moisture on the back of my hand. It was his tear. I'm sorry. I was too late. All these years, you suffered so much. I'm such an idiot. I reached up and wiped away his tears, smiling at him. It's all in the past. Look, now I'm a big star, and you're not a poor student anymore. We're both doing so much better. His eyes were red. He looked so heartbreaking when he cried. I rested my head on his chest and whispered, my dad gets out next month. Let's go pick him up together, okay? I want him to see us get married. He held me tight and nodded fiercely. Okay. I buried my face in his chest, my voice muffled. Does this make me seem desperate? I was the one who asked to get back together, and now I'm the one proposing. He frantically cupped my face, rushing to explain, no. It's me, I was too stupid, too stubborn. For these past 5 years, there wasn't a single day I didn't think about you. The second I saw you again, even though I was saying all those awful things, I couldn't stop myself from wanting to be near you. Stella, thank you for still wanting me. He held me tighter, his voice thick with emotion. I'll be a good husband, I promise. Oh, wait, a proposal needs kneeling. He scrambled out of bed and got down on one knee. He was still in his messy pajamas. Oh, no, I need a ring. Stella, just say yes first, we can go pick one out tomorrow, okay? I looked at the flustered, disheveled man in front of me and couldn't help but smile. Okay. I'll marry you.